hard things in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. And because we don't handle them, because we don't deal with those things, they begin to get kind of hot. You know, you've heard the expression, boy, I'm in hot water. This guy was going into this job where it was a dead-end job. He wasn't happy, he was miserable, and many of us can identify with that. He knew that he was capable of doing more, but he had really given up on himself. He had really sold himself out. He made a trade-off. When you have not structured your life so that it can have some meaning and value for you, you'll be willing to throw your life away into anything. It could be alcohol. It could be drugs. It could be a job that does not meet who you are. You're operating in this and you're acting out that role of mediocrity for so long you think it's you. It could be a relationship that's no longer giving you what you want. A psychiatrist did a study and he was talking about how his patients reacted when they got information that they were going to die. When they were told, listen, you've got 3 months to live, all of a sudden these people who were initially victims or powerless, all of a sudden they started acting. They started living their lives. What a paradox that once people are told they're going to die, all of a sudden they start seeing the daisies in life. They start seeing the beauty in life. Do we have to get a pronouncement that we only have 6 months to live in order to decide to live? In order to live in a spirit of integrity? See, most of us go through life living a lie. If you had 6 months to live, what would you do differently? Would you have the same job? Would you be worried about things that you're worried about right now? Most people fear change. A lot of people stay in jobs where they're miserable or stay in relationships where they're miserable. Sometimes in order to begin to see the daisies in life, you've got to be willing to change cities, change friends, change relationships, change jobs. So we don't want to hear, you got to change. You got to take responsibility for your stuff. You got to clean your act up. You are not your act. You need to get your life together. We don't want to hear that. We want to talk about the circumstances. Human beings were designed to achieve. See, after a while, you get bored doing the same old thing in the same old way, day in and day out. See, one of the things that got me is what Joe said to his boss after the doctor told him he was going to die. He went back to work and he confronted him. He said, because I was afraid, too afraid to live my life, I sold it to you for $300 a week. I sold my soul for $300 a week. Go home. Go in your drawer, pull out your check stubs, and see how much you've sold your soul for. But because we can't see ourselves having the capacity to do more and to achieve more, and can't see life after that job, we stay there as victims, volunteer victims. Because nobody's making us do it. We volunteer to be victims. We volunteer not to be in charge of our destiny. We volunteer